Okay, so I've added the Temed to this, and if you use a conical tube, it's actually fairly easy to pour this in there, but if you use these beakers, it's not as easy. So you're totally welcome to use a conical. It's not like I'm gonna save the ocean by using glass, but one-handed is really hilarious, but none of this needs to be really sterile or clean or anything, so it's fine. If you do use a conical, you could kind of not shake it because you're gonna get bubbles, but maybe like invert it a few times to make sure it's mixed, because you do want to just make sure that everything's that it's mixed well, so it's gonna be consistent, otherwise I guess you'd probably get clumps. So I don't actually know the volume that fits into one of these. I think it's about 7 mils. So again, you've got this pretty narrow little window here. So I just put the pipette tip against the back glass and pour. And you can see now that it's starting to fill up with the liquid. So if you have a real bad leak, you're going to already see it start to come out of the bottom. Sometimes smaller leaks you won't notice at first because it'll take a while for the gel to start leaking, for the liquid to start leaking out. But it looks like we're okay. So I'm going to go up to a little bit higher than where that like green lip is. That's like right there. I'll show you. So we've got that little green lip where it is now, and then I usually go a little bit above that. So that was about 6.5 mils that it took. And it doesn't look like we have any leaks. So I'm going to do this second one. Alright, so it looks like it actually is about 7 mils, not 6.5 that you want. Okay, and so now you can see that we have, oh gosh, you know, this one, if you look at this top, which is right here, that line is where we got to the fill. This one's got these little bubbles. So we do this for all the gels where we will even out that little bubble, and you're going to use isopropanol for this. So the isopropanol isn't going to mix with the gel liquid, it's going to just sit kind of right on top, and it's going to make sure we have a really smooth top to this, and it's going to get rid of any bubbles. So it doesn't matter how much you use. I usually use about probably 200 microliters, but it doesn't matter as long as you have kind of enough. So you just saw that bubble like kind of disappear. Again, just because this stuff doesn't have to be super clean, I went back into that bottle, but it's probably not the best practice. And even though this one didn't have bubbles, you're gonna do it anyway because you always want to have this kind of clean line. Okay, can get rid of your pipette there. So now we've got the bottom of our gel, and actually, I don't know if you can see this really, but I can see that there is a little bit of liquid that's come out here. A little bit is fine, so nothing to worry about if it's just a small amount that you start to see kind of coming out of that edge. But I think we're okay. So now we have this little leftover, but this will start to harden, and this will take longer to polymerize than the glass will. So I'm just going to give it probably 5 to 10 minutes, come back, check on this, and we'll see how we're coming along.